Hey Groovy Cats, welcome to my gray wig today. I'm wearing salt and pepper. Ellen Willie, Coco is the style name. But on the way to the studio today, I started thinking about my wig. Like you guys do, I know. You start to wonder if you put a wig on that makes you look old, makes you look young, vibrant, how it feels on, just all that. And then you start to fuss with it in the rear view mirror when you stop at the light or whatever you do. And you pull at it this way, it's not quite even, you thought it was more even, you're messing around with it. So I found myself doing that today and being self-critical and questioning, you know, should I be wearing this? And why am I questioning it? Why am I even taking time? I've already taken the time to get ready and get out the door, which for a lot of us is a big deal. But in this case, I have so many wigs that I can choose from that I'm really lucky and happy to be bold enough to wear different colors and styles and lengths and textures and you name it, that I haven't worn Coco in a little while. So I noticed that the psychology of wearing gray to me has been different. And it's probably any color really when I think about it, but today in particular, I noticed myself kind of caring what, I shouldn't say caring, but caring more what kind of reaction when my husband looked at me on the way out the door, if it was favorable, or my son, or if it was like, okay, that's the choice for today, all right, I won't say anything and I'll be polite. You know, you just question everything and you get hypercritical. At least I do. And I'm not normally that way at all. So when that comes to the forefront of my mind, it's not a comfortable feeling to live with if you've experienced it. And the thing that's ironic about this is, since I have alopecia, okay, which is spotting for some people, of balding, mine is a recessed hairline all the way from here back. I have thin hair. From here forward, I have none. And this has gone on probably now for about 6-7 years. But I've adapted and found wigs and have had fun with wigs, and that has solved my problem. But I still, even when I put a wig on, I don't care which one it is, high end, low end, bargain, whatever. Even when I made the decision, I still find myself hyper-focusing to see if it's as good as it can be on me. In other words, I'm not criticizing my features or any of that stuff. I'm criticizing the placement of the wig, the thinness, the thickness, the alignment, the fit, the part, the hairline. Every little hair all of a sudden becomes so important. And it doesn't make any sense. Because what is the alternative? I mean, get real. The alternative, I wouldn't do that if I was looking myself in the mirror without my wig on, okay? I'd look at myself and say, which I've obviously done over the years, but even in the beginning, my gut was telling me to live this life the way I want to live it, I need something that's socially acceptable to the outside world, but even more importantly, acceptable to my own heart and my own comfort level with walking through life. And if I don't have that, which I didn't at first when I didn't know about wigs or alternative hair, it was quite depressing. It was startling, actually, for a woman to lose her hair. I would try to piece my thin hair. I used to wear my hair like this. It was bleach blonde. I bleached it every 4 or 5 weeks religiously for over 20 years. I would just mess it up with my fingers when I had healthy hair and then piece out a little bit around my face, and that was it. I wouldn't get hypercritical about, do I have enough hair up there when I had healthy hair, or is my part this or that? Now I'm doing that, and professionals are creating these wonderful hairstyles for us. Of course, we can go wrong with them and mess up, and put them on wrong, or not have enough knowledge to do it properly. And there's nothing wrong with learning all that. You should. But what I'm saying is there's a feeling of, why do we keep doing this to ourselves? Why, when we have a solution that is so, I mean, I don't want to sound conceited, but so attractive in comparison to what I would have to live with, why am I doing that? Often on a daily basis at one point or another. Sometimes if you're busy, you don't even think about it, you throw it on, you go. Other times, if there's other people around, on the way out your door, you get a little more conscious of what's going on and what their reaction is. Not that you value their ideas over your own, but a fresh eye sometimes, just like in art, they can see something that stands out and they say, it looks like that abstract has a cross in the middle of it. And I'll say, how do you see that? I don't see that, And then they hold it back, bring it back a little further and have you look at it from a distance. And you'll see, if you look, what they're seeing and they point it out. Okay, I can see that now, but you wouldn't have seen it otherwise. But when you bring someone else's opinion into it, even your own subconscious of questioning yourself, you're opening up a bag of worms and troubles and worries. In my viewpoint, that doesn't even make sense. There's no balance in thinking there. You know what I mean? Or let's say I had a showing of some art pieces and a client was coming in and I had no wigs, I had no options. I'd probably wear a hat. Why? Would I critique the hat? Probably, knowing me. No, most of us, we would say, is this the right hat for this outfit? Is this showing too much ear? Do we have the right earrings? We can go on with makeup, we can go on with glasses, we can go on with outfits, we can go on with measurements. I mean, we really pile it onto ourselves. And it's not healthy. I'm not just saying this in relation to wigs only. It's an observation about what I'm doing to myself on an ongoing basis in a lot of areas of my life. None of us are perfect. Very few of us even try to be, but we try to do our best. And that is, to me, admirable, to want to do your best, but it's why and who you're doing it for. You know what I mean? If you're doing it for your own lifestyle health and mental health, then no pun, hats off to you. But if you're doing all this for some kind of outside recognition of beauty, to make you comfortable with your life, then I hope you'll have time to examine more and just think about it and question why all of a sudden now, when we don't have the strands of hair that we used to when we were young, and we just throw it in a ponytail and think nothing of it. You know, if we had a scrunchie, it was a big deal. You know, back in the 80s, 90s, we thought we were really making a statement then. Or if we used a curling iron to go out and dance or party, we were making a statement then of fashion and trying to look your very best. But we weren't obsessed with saying, okay, let's say this style of hair I put on and it doesn't sit flat 100% on my neck. It does actually, if I say so myself. But let's just say it pops up, okay, a little bit. Or like I did on the bang today. I messed it up on purpose because I like it that way. I like imperfect wigs because they look natural. We're not perfect, so that's okay. Actually, it's better. There's a lot of people, not a lot, but a few people left in the world that try to be perfect, and they're bores. Personally, not to be critical, they're in a journey. I know, we all are, and we're trying to do better. So as I throw the edges of this paint together on this color study, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna step back and see what I created. I'm not gonna be critical, but I am going to observe. Does that make sense? It does. I know you're not all creatives, and that's fine, but I think in general you probably get my message today. I hope you do. I want you to live a full and peaceful life, however that develops for you. I want nothing less than that for you and myself. So before I put any more on, I'm going to step back. You want to come with me? Come on. I'll pick you up. Hold on, I got paint on my hands. All right, here we go. Let's step back. I squint my eyes when I look at artwork. It helps me see the, whoops, I'm pushing it the wrong way. It helps me see the negative and the positive, the light and the dark, the movement of the light through the black. Where's the strongest movement? I got you in here. Whoops, I'm not pointing the right way. I'll try to edit that. This has a strong movement. This has a nice strong movement all the way up to here, which I like. Now that's just my opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's planned. It just happened as I brought the black into the very colorful start that I had on this, just to do a color study, is what I call it, is to free myself up. I mean, so step back and see yourself for who you are, how beautiful you are, how giving you are, and if you're not, hang out with those who are, and you'll learn a lot about life, about what real value is, what real wealth is, friendships, helping each other, and exploring life with adventure and vigor and as much abandonment you can muster and feel comfortable with. And even if you're not comfortable at first, you'll be surprised how you get there. You won't know how, but it'll happen. I remember when I first looked at the wig blogs and people were talking about this wig or that wig, and they posted on the chat room. And they'd say, let's see, this is, this is Cameron, all right, by Renee of Paris. I can tell by this or that, you know, and I her colors. I like the colors, and this, I have it in 3 colors. The same person will say, well, Raquel just came out with 3 wigs that I just got out on approval to see if I liked them, and I want to keep all 3. I'm obsessed. And they named those wigs. And they said I'm replacing these other wigs with 3 new ones because I've worn them so much they're getting a little tired. And I thought, how do they remember the style names of all these wigs and what they look like and describe to you without looking at the tags and looking at the box, who made it and everything? I was astounded. And the colors, I mean, they have all of it down. I don't still, but I'm starting to pick up a little bit of knowledge when it comes to the names, and I start to remember enough to communicate with different people and say pros and cons to each style. So I just wanted to bring that up, not to, I got off track, but just to tell you that it all seems so new probably for those that are losing their hair, and frightening. But I want to just share with you that if you're just starting that journey, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You have a lot of sisters out there, like I do, that'll help you. And just ask, and there's answers galore. Go on YouTube, go on Wig Studio One chat group on Facebook. Just websites, wigs.com, patty'spearls.com, I think is hers too. There's many that you can look at and learn from other girls. So anyway, that's what crossed my mind today. So I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but I just had you on my mind, you know how it goes. So I just wanted to say hey and share with you all. I hope anything that I said today can just spark your little heart and make you a little happier today. Love you all. Stay creative.